Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of Art Regner's video blog. As you know, the college football weekend kicked into full gear last week, and this is week number 2 of college, and it's week number 1 of the NFL season. So without further ado, here are my picks for this upcoming weekend for fun and amusement only. And let's get right to it. First game, we're going to look at 3 major college teams each and every week: Michigan, Michigan State, and Notre Dame. And then we'll look at the Lions, another pro game, and then the Art Regner Karsh House Lock of the Week. That's right, Doug, I have named it after you because I still don't understand what House Lock of the Week means. But in your honor, I now have the Karsh House Lock of the Week. So that will be the last game that we look at. Let's begin with Notre Dame. They host the Purdue Boilermakers. Notre Dame is a 14.5-point favorite against Purdue. The game's at home. Notre Dame waxed Navy last week. I think Brian Kelly has a lot of pressure on him, and I do believe that Notre Dame will cover and beat Purdue by more than 14.5 points, even though Purdue is kind of a sleeper pick. Some people think that they might have a much better season, the Boilermakers, than thought, but you know, until they prove it, they're still the Purdue Boilermakers. I like Notre Dame in that game. Now, the next game is an interesting one. It's Michigan State against Central Michigan up at Kelly Short Stadium. I don't know if you've ever been up to Central or past Kelly Short Stadium, but it kind of reminds me when you're on a road trip with your family and you want to eat at a restaurant because along the way, like let's say you're in a strange land like Ohio or something, you keep seeing the reoccurring restaurant with the big lumberjack or something, and you want to pull off by the side of the road and you want to eat there. It's like, we got to go there, we got to go there. Well, you go there, you eat, and you get back in your car, and about a couple hours later, you start thinking, maybe that wasn't such a great idea. I think that's how Michigan State's going to feel about Kelly Shorts. I think the Spartans are feeling good about themselves. They want a little bit of redemption, and their defense is great. But I think Central Michigan, for whatever reason, plays well against Michigan State, and I give State credit for going up to Kelly Shorts, to go up to Mount Pleasant and play the Chippewas up there. And I think it's going to be a good game in the end. And even though it might leave the Spartans with a little bit of indigestion, I think right in the fourth quarter, Michigan State pulls away in this game and actually covers the 20.5. So I like Michigan State in that game. Then at the same time at 3:30 in the afternoon, the Air Force comes visiting the Michigan Wolverines in Ann Arbor. You know, obviously Michigan is hurting. A lot of people wondering about Michigan. Michigan getting raked over the coals all week. So I look at this game and I think that you know, Michigan's defense has to play great. That option attack that Air Force has could give them fits. They're a very, very young team, Michigan. But I do feel that playing in Ann Arbor, playing at Michigan Stadium, the first game of the year, the eyes of the nation looking at them, testing what type of team is Michigan really going to be, was an aberration last year, was that 11-2. So I do think that Michigan finds a way to cover the 21.5 points. I'm picking Notre Dame, Michigan State, and Michigan all to cover, although I think State and Michigan are going to have a little bit of a problem, but I see them wearing down their opposition. The Air Force is nowhere near as big a team as Alabama was, and I think that in the end, Michigan's dominance in their talent will come through. Let's go to Sunday, and the Lions host the St. Louis Rams. Lions are favored by 7.5 points. I really like the Lions in this game. I do. I think that they're going to end up winning this game. However, as much as I like the Lions and maybe their offense, I question their defense, and Sam Bradford and Steven Jackson always seems to play well against Detroit. So I think the Lions win this game, but I think they only win by a touchdown, meaning they don't cover the 7.5-point favorite. So I take the Rams and the points, but I do think that the Lions are going to win. My other pro game, and I really, really like this game, New Orleans is going to host RG3 and the Washington Redskins. I think that the Saints, with Bounty Gate and everything that has happened, are really going to be out on a mission, and I think they're going to be a very, very good football team, and I think they have a lot to prove. That you know, they're not a bunch of mercenaries, and that they're a real football club. So I like New Orleans giving 7 points to Washington. I think RG3, I think he's going to be a good quarterback. His first game as a pro, though, I think it might be a little bit rough, and I think might be a little bit tough. And I really, really do look at the Saints to win that game and cover the 7. Now, my Karsh House Lock of the Week. Well, I'm making this because if sportsmanship and decency is still left not only in American athletics, but college football, just sports in general, then take Savannah State and the 70.5 points that they're getting from Florida State. I would hope that the Seminoles should wax Savannah State, but just common decency would prevail, and they wouldn't run up the score, and they wouldn't cover 70.5. Oops, the pennant's starting to come down, so that must mean that this time is over. So anyway, I do want to say that, again, looking at it, take Notre Dame, Michigan State, Michigan, the Rams, although the Lions will win, New Orleans, and take Savannah State getting 70 against the Florida State Seminoles. So with that said, enjoy. Those are my picks for the week. Until we meet again, have a safe and pleasant one, everyone. We'll see you. Bye-bye.